Today with Saltwater, one of the hottest brands that's ever started out in the Gulf of Mexico. And what we got today is we got our special guest right here, the one and only Croaker Soaker right here. He can Croaker Soaker with the lead head, #6 hook, circle hook. Tell them about your tarpon experiences on the Gulf Coast.
Well,
exactly.
Tarpon, yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, he's caught 20 of them in a row. I've seen it. And we're gonna make that a cut.
That's a wrap. Yeah.
So this is all new 2020 Jackson kayaks. We got the big rig, the Coosa FD, the Bite. We got the U-Pick. We got the Mayfly. We got the and the Coosa HD hand drill. So this is all new colors. They come multi-different colors, man. New drive system. Everything's went from no more carbon steel, all stainless components. So no rust, no corrosion. I mean, hands down, Jackson really looks out for the angler. They think about what the angler needs. You know, they think about what they don't want the angler to have to add anything to the kayaks.
Yeah.
You know, it comes with everything you need: cup holders, rod holders, all the track system and you need for add-ons for Yak Attack or Scotty Mount. They and got the new upgraded rudder. It's now 16 inches. The old one's about 12 inches. So they've really come up and gone beyond, above and beyond to help the angler out. Super stable. It's just a great kayak, man.
What are you rolling? What are you having?
I roll the Coosa FD, 12 foot long. I said it's got the new drive on it, forward and reverse on the dime, smooth, effortless. It's fully flushed. Both sides. Air Pro Max seat. Air pockets, super comfortable. You don't feel fatigued when you've been paddling and kayaking for 8 hours plus. It's hands down one of the best kayaks in the market, in my opinion. For the
cup
price.
Holder.
Yep. Tackle tray underneath it. Slides in and out. Put your stuff in. A lot of deck space. The seat has 2 different levels to it. Go higher down. You go forward and you bring the seat up. Different positioning. Shorter beat. They've done great work, man.
Pretty stable.
Oh, it's super stable. I'm 250 pounds, 6'3". I stand up and pull through out there in the marsh all day long. Just peek around corners and catch some reds around the head.
Just keep her off their head.
That's it, man.
How many? It has 2 hatches? 2
hatches in the front. The front hatch has a tray. You can keep all your tackle and stuff in, and kind of like a dry box. Back hatch, you can, if you wanted to put a they also did this. Check this out. So A lot of people have to drill holes for your depth finders, fish finders. They had the port already. You can't pass it. You have to do an add-on with a depth finder or fish finder. And you put your battery, you transom up here in the front, put the battery in the back, and run it all through it. Battery here. Jackson has battery, lithium batteries.
Okay.
So you can add trolling motor or anything to it.
Yeah.
That's brackets. You can add a trolling motor to if you want to in the future. So they really thought about everything.
And that's flush.
It's flush. So you never have to take it down. You have to drop it down. You don't get tangled up on nothing.
Right.
It's money, man.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, especially running through shallow areas like we do a lot.
Cuts right through it, man.
Yeah. I see it has the rod holders on the side.
On the side, yeah. I did add
Flush here.
We do have a smaller yak gear. Our Yak Attack has rodd holders, or paddle holder. I did snap in some paddle holders on the track system.
Okay.
Throw your paddle on one side, and you can also put a rod on the other side.
Right. Or a stakeout pole or something like that.
Yeah.
What is this right here?
That's for your paddle if you don't want to buy that feature.
Okay. The paddle holder right there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's tight.
Keep it out of the way.
It's a cool kayak, bro.
It is a cool kayak.
And that's the new big rig over there. It's set up for everything, including fly fishing.
Really?
They made fly rod holders. So on both sides, it's got places you can put a fly rod on. Fly rod goes there, goes right into the two rods, three rods. Rod seats or your grips pop right in there. You put two rods on each side. You can carry 4 rods.
Really? What's the diameter on this?
48 inches.
48 inches?
That was 42.
42, yeah. I'd say this would look a lot wider. This is a beast right here. Man.
There's a dagger board that conceals the flex.
It's great, man. You never have to stop fishing. That's what Jackson thinks about.
So it keeps from damaging your drive.
Just keep on going.
When you hit something and it kicks in?
Right. So that's all the way down. You know, if you hear it clicking, it's got 3 different stages, so you can run shallower water.
Okay.
There's 1, 2, 3, and all the way up. So you can actually go right there, and run in shallow water.
Wow.
Yeah, you're paddling along, you're fishing, you ain't paying no attention to anything, you're paddling, boom, you hit something. It's just gonna pop up, you're still fishing. Ain't worried about it.
That is awesome. Yeah. We all hit oyster reefs.
Yeah, man.
We all hit oyster shells.
It tears you up quick.
Yep. Sure does.
Yeah,
Is that the sell price for the show?
Which at the price.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
At the show.
Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you taking time.
Yeah, brother. Good seeing you, brother.
Nice seeing you too.
Also, man, we got the fish rod stringers. So the coalable stringers, fish in a tournament, catch 3 fish, switch them out pretty easy. If you're just fishing normally, you can string them just like normal, you know, trout, flounder. If you kayak, a lot easier to pull, keeps the fish alive a lot easier. And we got the shirts, built-in buff, breathable, 2 pockets, Velcro shut. If you're weight fishing, winds cloth to clean your sunglasses, and thumb holes to cover your hands. Pretty much just everything in 1 shirt. It's all SPF 50.
That's pretty cool. That's Houston Astros.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got a whole bunch of different colors and patterns. So yeah. Yes, sir.
The bearded line.
Saltwater English. It's a pretty good one.
Hey man,
how you doing? How you doing?
Texas Allwater Fishing.
Ruben?
Hey, how are you?
I just noticed, man, y'all got a big old spread over here.
Yeah,
like
we
2
do.
booths?
30 feet, right?
30 feet?
40?
40
We got
feet?
4 booths.
3 or 4.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Of course, we've got some of our newer ones, like the PT7, which is one that you're not going to really find anywhere else except for at this booth. Our bait like this at all. It's our weedless topwater. Been selling a lot of these lately. It's a 5/8 ounce. It's a walk the dog style bait. It's got a big old rattle inside of it. Custom 7/0 trocar hook. You can throw that thing in my. You can skip docks with it. Throw it into culverts. All kinds of stuff. I caught a really big trout on it not too long ago. It's a great bait. We've also got our new color right here in the 3-inch shad, which is it's a mole color. We named this one at our last media event here in South Texas. That's one of our better ones that we've been throwing a lot of right now. And I'm actually looking for the Insta Classic. This is a 4-inch jerkbait, the Texas Croaker. We got this one going maybe 2 iCasts ago, and it's just blown up ever since then. It's turned into easily turned into my most used bait. That one right there, this Morning Glory, and the Candy Corn are a couple of hot ones. If you watch Addictive Fishing, you'll see not too long ago they were fishing. My boss and Blair Wiggins were fishing down in South Texas, South Padre Island, where I'm at, and they named a whole show after this one because they crushed them on it. Yep, it was almost 2 shows that they filmed using just this lure right there: redfish, trout, flounder, even a black drum on it. Yeah. And it's pretty neat, and it's a funny story with that one too, because I was catching a lot of fish and all the lures, and I went, I'm gonna go with the color that I think is like the worst. You know, when I was at the office and I was like, I've always hated candy corn. It looks horrible. Candy corn and bubble gum to me, I've always hated them. And I was like, well, let me give the candy corn a shot. So I grabbed a pocket full of them, and like the rest is history. We went out and caught like I think 7 redfish on the first time throwing that candy corn. I was like, all right, and then it pops really good in the colors with the pictures and stuff like that, and it just took off after that, and that one's a good one.
So how would you work this?
I'll get that usually on a 1/8 to a 1/4 ounce jig head. I fish the 1/4 ounce jig head if I'm on the sand, you know, because I'm not going to snag up or anything, and I like to have a little bit heavier weight hitting the sand, making a little poofs and a little noise. The redfish will hear that and they'll come running for it. If I'm on, you know, shallow grass, which is what I'm usually doing for big trout and things like that, I'll throw a 1/8 ounce jig head. And, I'm pretty lazy. Instead of like cutting it off and doing a 1/16, if it's a little shallower, I'll just work it a little faster. And I'll work it a little slower depending on the depth. But if I get anything over like 2.5 feet, then I put that 1/4 ouncer on and jack them pretty good with that. I usually use a black jig head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like the black one. But you know, whatever works. You find the fish, you're usually going to catch them.
Yeah.
But some days, you know, the color will make a difference. On the days when it's on fire, I just say you just got to find them. You know, the days when it's slow is when a lure company or a color or an action will make the difference on getting those couple bites, from turning it from a horrible skunk day where you're taking pictures of the sunset to at least you say it was a struggle, but we caught them today. You know, and that's what the difference is on most of the good lures and all the stuff that people are throwing. So,
all right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys. But no, I didn't know you had them.
Yeah, these
just
we actually.
Where's the crappies? That's not the crappie, is it?
Yeah, well, they are actually, but these are typically our crappie jigs here. But this guy, Whitey Outlaw, is one of my pro staff members. This guy right here. So these, Whitey wanted me. There's a lake in Mississippi called Grenada Lake. They have crappie that are on steroids there. I mean, 4-pound plus crappie.
No
believe
kidding.
it or not.
Wow. I know they got that big.
Mouse are like this on these crappie. You can put a beer can in it. And
wow.
He likes to fish. He uses spider rigging technique where you got 2 anglers sitting on the front and 8 poles, you know, 16-foot long poles, so you're covering about a 40-foot swatch of water. Wow. And moving real slow with your trolling motor. And he likes to fish in the shallows during the spring. Well, ours will induce more strikes than any other jig out there, but he was losing half of his fish because, you know, they hit. He didn't have his hand on the pole. They hit, and he's got to reach for it, grab it. By that time, those monsters will go sideways and come out of the water like a bass and throw the hook.
Oh, wow.
He said, and he's from South Carolina. He said,
Joel, I need you to make a different crappie bait.
what do you mean? He says,
I need to put 3 hooks on it.
why do you? I said, man, it's just, we use spin cast type technology to pour a, what do you mean 3 hooks? You mean like a treble hook?
No, I want 3 separate hooks.
So he drew it up. I'm like going, I said, why? It's going to be tough because typically you need like your left half and your right half to be the same. Hooks going in different planes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like a mess.
We worked on it. Finally we came up with what we call it the Outlaw Max. It's named after him. And you can flare these, you can bend them anyway, but they'll tip this one with a live minnow, or they'll put a plastic on the center, and they don't come off. It took his strike to catch ratio to nearly 100%.
Wow.
And that year, he won. They have like in the Crappie Masters, they have like 9 tournaments. He won 5 of them early in the year.
Oh wow!
He had so much points spread that he locked up the Team of the Year championship by May. And the tournaments go through October. Nobody, there's any way they could catch it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, and after that, it went freaking nuts. Now, you don't want to be jigging these. Actually, I love you too because you're gonna lose a ship.
And
you have to buy a bunch. Yeah, jig brush piles, please. But no, I mean, if you're trolling over the top of brush piles or in shallow bedding areas or deep water, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna lose your.
It's a crazy concept, though.
Now I've got a guy in North Carolina during the flounder run. This is what he throws for flounder, because flounder have the same issue. You know, they kind of paper mouse.
Yeah.
They'll tear out.
Yeah.
They won't come off of that. You put a little, tip it with a mud minnow and drag it on the bottom real slow. Deadly.
We've got a website here, helps people book fishing trips.
Okay.
So instead of calling, it's a website that helps people book fishing trips.
Okay.
So instead of calling guides and playing phone tag all week, you can go on our site, put in the exact trip you're looking for, and book it on the spot.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, you want to try it out? Where do you want to book a guide out of?
Where do you want to put the guide out of, John?
Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola. Pensacola, search. So it'll bring us, what's this? Destin, Pensacola, yeah. You can click on the trip. Near shore, 6 people, 4 hours. Shows you the price. See all the pictures here. Tells you the technique, water type, group size, species. You can see where it is on the map. Yeah, so that's Destin. I clicked on one in Destin. But yeah, exactly. And then, you can just click see dates, book it on the spot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you, man. Totally free to use.
So what does this called?
CaptainExperiences.com. You can grab a card there. Sneak you all the good bumper stickers.
Okay.
It's the good stuff. Slap this